How many more years will we see you play?
Um, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that.
LeBron! Are the retirement rumors true? What's next?
The King has made his move to exit Los Angeles, yet he is still chasing that final championship ring. Those two things don't add up. Something has to break. And believe me, the details coming up will blow your mind.
LeBron, just what was going through your mind when you saw the video and the ovation and everything, considering everything that you've been through and experienced in this city?
I don't know. Didn't expect that.
Listen closely. If you have followed the NBA for as many years as I have, you develop a knack for decoding the subtext. And right now, the connection between James and the Lakers isn't just fading, it is basically non-existent. Make no mistake, people, we are watching a dynasty crumble in real time. This is the type of finale historians will debate for generations. It forces you to pause and ask how we even reached this point. LeBron is 41. Seriously, process that number. 41 years old. In the NBA, you are considered an old head at 30 and usually finish by 35. Yet, here is this guy, dropping stat lines that rookies would kill for. But here is the catch. Father Time is undefeated. We are deep into the 2025-2026 season, and James is finishing out his contract after taking that player option. The signs aren't just subtle hints anymore. They are practically graffiti on the arena doors in massive purple and gold font, screaming, "It's over." Insider Jake Fisher reports that the feeling is mutual. Both camps are ready to part ways. I need to underscore that. Mutual readiness to move on. Picture a couple staring at each other over dinner, pushing their food away, and finally admitting the truth. This isn't working. The franchise is pivoting to youth, restructuring the roster around fresh talent like Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves. On the flip side, James is still hungry. He has that obsession with grabbing one last trophy before he retires the jersey permanently. And here is what you need to know about LeBron.
Thoughts does that give you about your end game? And
Something I sit down with my family, my wife, and my support group, and kind of just talk through it and see what happens, and just have conversations with myself.
Since he entered the league as a teenager out of Akron, Ohio, nothing has been accidental. Every step was measured. So when rumors fly about him teaming up with the Warriors for a final run or jumping to the Knicks, do not dismiss them. Those discussions are legitimate. They are happening. These are serious options that would completely alter the league's power balance. But let's look at the fan base. You know they always have plenty to say. They have been incredibly loud about this. One user online nailed the sentiment, claiming his ego is driving the exit. They argued that Los Angeles has already started their new chapter. They believe owner Jeannie Buss is playing 4D chess, knowing James acts like a diva who can't handle criticism. The theory is that his pride will force him out the door. That is the word on the street. Is diva the right label? That might be harsh. However, you can't ignore the fact that he needs to feel indispensable. He craves being the focal point of the organization. Meanwhile, pragmatic fans see the writing on the wall. The front office is choosing longevity over LeBron's immediate window. The franchise is betting on Doncic and Reaves for the next 10 years instead of going all in for a 41-year-old icon. And really, can you fault that logic? It is a business, first and foremost. Nostalgia doesn't usually hang banners, okay? Maybe rarely, but you understand. Then there is the crowd viewing this as a mutual victory. James gets to pursue a ring elsewhere or retire on his terms, while the Lakers clear cap space. It saves the team from the uncomfortable task of pushing out a living legend. No franchise wants that reputation. Forcing him out would be a public relations disaster. This way, they can high-five, appreciate the history, and part ways amicably. But this gets spicy because James is already signaling his intent. He is dropping breadcrumbs. After a matchup with the Knicks, he took the mic and flatly stated that everything eventually concludes. How do you interpret that? To my ears, that is a guy getting his head right for the finale. He knows time is running out and he is accepting it. He has been surprisingly open in recent interviews about what lies ahead.
Obviously, I haven't made a decision on the future, but it very well could be. So, no matter if it's here or, going to Washington.
This might be the curtain call, the last dance. James is looking retirement in the face, and he stopped dodging the topic. Even the signals off the court match the vibe. Nike dropped a commercial narrating his journey using the past tense, like it is a history lesson. It sounded like a eulogy for his career rather than a promo for the present. Plus, look at how the league stacked the schedule with matchups against Steph Curry. Do you believe that is accidental? Not a chance. Everyone is in on it. This is the farewell tour we anticipated. Brian Windhorst and other analysts outlined 3 scenarios. Option 1, he stays in LA, but that demands a salary reduction to help the roster math. He would also have to take a backseat to Doncic. Picture that LeBron James as a supporting actor at this stage. I struggle to visualize it, though crazier things happen. Option 2 is hitting free agency. The rumor mill favors a nostalgic return to Cleveland for a 1-year farewell. That is the storybook ending. The kid from Akron returning to say goodbye to the city that raised him. Reports say the Cavaliers are down for it. They would roll out the red carpet for a season-long victory lap. Then there is option 3, straight-up retirement, just walking away while he is still elite. He admits the finish line is visible. While he is still putting up 22 points, 6 boards, and 7 assists, his minutes are down to 33.3. Plus, he is battling nagging issues like sciatica. His body is talking. Rich Paul, his agent, says he is unsure of the timeline but hopes this isn't the finale. Meanwhile, Vegas is scrambling. Sportsbooks have the odds of him retiring before the 2026 season at plus 144. That is roughly a 41% chance. Nobody has a clue. I know one thing for sure. His decision will rock the NBA. But before we discuss his family or controversies, let's set the record straight. James maintains one of the most pristine reputations in sports history. Across 23 seasons, there have been no handcuffs, no domestic abuse charges, and no drug scandals. For a guy living under the microscope since high school, that is absolutely legendary. But look, the road to greatness hasn't exactly been a smooth ride on the freeway. Trust me, there have been plenty of moments that had the entire sports world clutching their pearls. Let's kick things off with the big one, the Isaiah Stewart beef from November 21st, 2021. Lakers versus Pistons, 3rd quarter. Everyone's scrambling for a loose ball. LeBron jockeys for position and accidentally or not catches Stewart right in the mug with his elbow. Immediately, there is blood everywhere. Stewart literally sees red. The man went into full berserker mode, trying to charge through teammates and coaches to get at LeBron. It was a bench-clearing brawl waiting to happen. Pure chaos.
Uh-oh, Stewart and LeBron. Stewart is hot, and everybody's coming out now.
Now this is ridiculous. Yeah, he must have caught an elbow or something.
Both guys got tossed from the game. LeBron got hit with a flagrant 2, while Stewart racked up 2 technicals. The league office didn't waste any time handing down suspensions. LeBron got a 1-game ban, his first suspension in 19 seasons. Just let that marinate for a second. 19 years in the league, and that was the first time they ever told him to take a seat. Stewart caught a 2-game ban for escalating things and chasing LeBron around the arena like he was the villain in a horror movie. Then, we have to talk about the Draymond Green groin shot from Game 4 of the 2016 Finals. Cavs versus Warriors, 4th quarter. Tensions are high. LeBron steps over Green after a play, and Green takes exception, taking a little swipe at him while he's down. The trash talk kept going, the shoving started, and while Green is on the floor, he looks like he makes contact with LeBron's lower region. Intentional? Accidental? Basketball, Twitter is still fighting about that one. Tempers flared. Words were exchanged. Green got suspended for 1 game because of flagrant point accumulation, and that single suspension completely flipped the script of the series. Cleveland rallied back from a 3-1 deficit to snatch the ring. Just a coincidence? I seriously doubt it. More recently, we've seen him getting into it with Dylan Brooks. Brooks seems to have made it his life's work to be a pest, constantly poking the bear with shoving matches and trash talk. There was even that one moment where LeBron grabbed and lightly shoved a ref while arguing a no call. He claimed Brooks threw the ball at his head. LeBron got a tech, but he didn't get tossed or suspended. Critics screamed about superstar privilege. Others said it was just a veteran getting a little leeway. Either way, it was front-page news. And we can't talk about controversy without bringing up the acting skills. Oh yes, the flopping. There are entire YouTube compilations dedicated to LeBron's Academy Award performances, selling contact to draw fouls, dropping to the floor like a sniper took him out when he barely got grazed. Haters love calling him LaFlop. His fans argue he's just gaming the system and playing smart. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. But you know what moment truly polarized the nation? The decision from 2010. LeBron went on national TV, an ESPN special, no less to announce he was ditching Cleveland to team up with Wade and Bosh on the Miami Heat. What's the verdict? He sat there and famously said, "In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat. Cleveland fans were in the streets, literally burning his jersey. Cavs owner Dan Gilbert wrote that unhinged letter in Comic Sans, calling it a cowardly betrayal. Everybody had a hot take. It was easily the most divisive free agency move in modern sports history. LeBron eventually said he was sorry when he came home to Cleveland in 2014, but that scar tissue took a long time to break down. Now, let's switch lanes and look at a totally different side of the king. His role as a dad. This guy hasn't just built a basketball empire. He raised two sons who are walking the same path. The way he's ushered them into the game while trying to shield them from the noise is honestly next level. LeBron James, born October 6th, 2004. This kid has had cameras pointed at him since he was in diapers. He grinded on the AAU circuit, played at Sierra Canyon High, and was famous before he ever signed a pro contract. At Sierra Canyon, he put up 14.2 points, 5.5 boards, and 2.4 assists before his senior year. Then came the cardiac arrest at USC practice in 2023. That was a terrifying reality check. Bronny bounced back, played some minutes at USC, and still got drafted by the Lakers with the 55th pick in 2024. That moment made history, the first father-son duo to suit up together in the NBA. Can you imagine the feeling of checking into an NBA game alongside your own kid? LeBron has been beaming like a proud dad at every milestone, every steal, every bucket. But he's also had to field attacks from critics, yelling nepotism from every corner. And he hasn't exactly been quiet about it. In July 2024, LeBron clapped back. He said Bronny is his total opposite personality-wise, but has the same drive. He emphasized that his son doesn't give a damn about the critics. He used some more colorful language, but you get the gist. LeBron keeps hyping up Bronny's work ethic, talking about how the kid has been preparing like a pro for years. Then there was that run-in with Stephen A. Smith in March 2025. Yeah, the Stephen A. Smith. After Smith questioned if Bronny was ready on air, LeBron got into a heated exchange with him courtside, basically telling him to back off. I'm paraphrasing, but the message was loud and clear. Smith later went on his podcast and admitted LeBron was just being a protective pop, not a player. He respected the energy. Bryce Maximus James, born June 14th, 2007, is the younger brother. He hasn't faced the same heat as Bronny yet, mostly because he's younger and keeps a slightly lower profile. But as a four-star recruit who committed to Arizona in January 2025, the spotlight is coming. Bryce is ranked as the 45th best guard in the country. Coach Tommy Lloyd has even talked about redshirting him for the 2025-2026 season to focus on his game. LeBron's advice to both boys has been the same. He drops gems in the family group chat, sending texts like, quote, "Everybody's road to success is different, so stay locked in and patient," end quote. He stays away from their practices. He actually demands their coaches ride them harder than the other players. He wants them to earn their stripes, not have everything handed to them on a silver platter just because of the last name on the jersey. In September 2025, regarding rumors about him playing long enough to team up with Bryce, he shut it down, saying he isn't waiting on Bryce. He defended his son's right to develop on his own timeline without that paternal pressure hanging over him. LeBron knows the stars might not align for them to play together, and he's cool with that. The priority is that Bryce carves his own lane. The way LeBron balances being fiercely protective while still empowering them is a masterclass in parenting. He uses his own experience with teenage fame to teach them how to tune out the hate. And believe me, there is a lot of hate out there. But through it all, he's been their shield while teaching them to be bulletproof. That isn't just good parenting. That is legendary parenting. Now, let's get into the numbers that built the legend. All right, let's talk stats. Because when you're discussing LeBron James, you can't ignore the math. The man has put together a resume that looks like someone was using cheat codes in a video game. The kind of stat lines that make you double-check the box score to make sure it's not a glitch. Spoiler alert, the numbers are real, and they are absolutely bonkers. Let's look at his tenure in purple and gold. LeBron signed with the Los Angeles Lakers for the 2018-2019 season. Since then, he's suited up for 450 regular season games with 449 starts. His averages as a Laker are elite: 26.3 points, 7.8 rebounds, 8.0 assists, 1.1 steals, and 0.6 blocks per game. He's shooting 51.3% from the field, 35.8% from deep, and 72.9% from the line. He's been clocking 35.0 minutes a night. The totals in L.A. are just as wild. Roughly 11,825 points, around 3,495 boards, about 3,581 assists, and of course, that 2020 ring, the bubble championship that haters try to put an asterisk on. But a ring is a ring, folks. Don't let anyone gaslight you. LeBron James ended a decade-long drought and brought a banner back to Los Angeles. That cements his legacy in L.A. forever. Now, let's zoom out and look at the whole picture. Through the 2025-2026 season, LeBron has played in 1,593 regular season games across 23 seasons with Cleveland, Miami, and the Lakers. His career averages show insane consistency. 26.9 points, 7.5 rebounds, 7.4 assists, 1.5 steals, and 0.7 blocks per game. His career field goal percentage is 50.6%, three-point shooting at 34.9%, and free throws at 73.7%. He has averaged 37.7 minutes per game over 23 years. When you look at the raw data, that is where LeBron really separates himself from everyone else who has ever laced up a pair of sneakers. 42,863 total points. He is the all-time NBA leading scorer, period. Nobody in the history of professional basketball has put the ball in the hoop more times than him. Just sit with that for a moment. 11,910 rebounds and 11,789 assists. His true shooting percentage is sitting right around 59.0%. Stats like that solidify him as arguably the most versatile and durable player to ever step on the court. You have got 4 championships, 2012 and 2013, with the Miami Heat taking home Finals MVP honors both times. Then came 2016 with the Cleveland Cavaliers, snagging another Finals MVP after clawing back from that historic 3-1 deficit. And of course, 2020 with the Los Angeles Lakers. You guessed it, he was the MVP of that series too. He has been to the big stage 10 times, holding a record of 4 wins and 6 losses. Haters love to bring that up as a negative, but I say making it to the finals 10 separate times is a massive achievement on its own. Most guys never even sniffed the finals once. Even in this current 2025-2026 season, the guy is proving he can still compete with the best. He has started all 31 games he has played, averaging 21.9 points, 5.8 boards, and 6.6 dimes a night. He is shooting 50.5% from the floor, 32.9% from deep, and 73.7% from the line. He is still logging 33.1 minutes per game. Yeah, the production has cooled off a bit since his absolute peak. Okay, sure, but find me another 41-year-old dropping stat lines like that. You can't, because nobody else can do it. But here's the thing about LeBron James that often gets lost in all the basketball debates. At his core, this man is all about family, and that family unit has been the bedrock for everything he has managed to build. His story kicks off on December 30th, 1984, in Akron, Ohio. His mom, Gloria Marie James, was only 16 when she had him. She worked multiple jobs just to keep the lights on while they bounced between apartments in some of Akron's roughest neighborhoods. It was so unstable that LeBron missed 84 days of school in the 4th grade. His biological father, Anthony McClelland, had a substantial criminal record and was completely out of the picture. When LeBron was 9, Gloria made a gut-wrenching decision. She let him move in with Frank Walker, a local youth football coach, and his family. They gave him the structure he desperately needed and introduced him to organized hoops. That one move changed the trajectory of his entire life. LeBron always credits his mom's sacrifice and the Walker's support as the foundation for his success. Then, enter Savannah Brinson, who is now Savannah James. They met back in high school in Akron. She went to the rival school, Buchtel, and was a year younger than him. Savannah actually made the first move by asking a mutual friend for his number. It started off pretty casual, but turned into something real fast. They welcomed their first son, Bronny, in October 2004, while Savannah was still in high school and LeBron was just a rookie. Their second son, Bryce, arrived in June 2007, and their daughter, Juri Nova, was born in October 2014. They got engaged on New Year's Eve in 2011. LeBron popped the question, with a pear-shaped rock reportedly worth $300,000. They tied the knot in a private ceremony in San Diego on September 14, 2013. About 200 guests were there, including heavy hitters like Beyoncé and Jay-Z. They are high school sweethearts who built a massive empire without any of the public mess. No scandals, no nasty divorces, no tabloid drama, just 2 people who found each other young and made it work through it all. Savannah has really come into her own as a philanthropist and entrepreneur too. She launched initiatives like Women of Our Future to mentor young ladies back in Akron. She is always pitching in with family charity events, like giving away prom outfits. The James crew lives mostly in Los Angeles now, but they still have deep roots back in Ohio. You see it on his social media. LeBron is always showing off that grounded, supportive home life. Back in 2004, he and Gloria started the LeBron James Family Foundation to help at-risk kids in single-parent households in Akron. The I Promise School opened its doors in 2018. It is a public elementary school for kids who are struggling, offering education, emotional support, and even resources for their families like job placement and GED programs. In 2015, he partnered with the University of Akron to provide scholarships for up to 2,300 students. He has poured millions into causes he actually believes in. Now that he is 41, with retirement creeping up on the horizon, LeBron is set up to have more time for what really matters: his wife, his kids, his community, and his foundation. The basketball court gave him everything: the fame, the money, the legacy, 4 rings, and the all-time scoring record. But the real prize has always been waiting for him at home. When LeBron finally decides to walk away from the game, he won't be stepping into a void. He is walking into a life full of family dinners, foundation work, business ventures, and watching his boys carve out their own paths. Spring Hill Entertainment is going to keep him plenty busy. His investments in Blaze Pizza, Liverpool FC, and Fenway Sports Group will keep the checks coming in. But most importantly, he will finally have the one thing basketball could never fully give him: time. Time to actually be present for every moment. Time to guide his sons without the demands of an NBA schedule. Time to strengthen a marriage that has survived everything this league could throw at it. And time to give back to Akron in ways he never could while he was chasing championships. LeBron James came into this league as the chosen one. He is leaving it as a family man. And honestly, that might just be his greatest achievement of all. That is a wrap for now, folks. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see more content like this, go ahead and click the card on your screen.